So I'm missing something. Hang on. There we go. Alright. Alright, I'm ready to stream today. I need to adjust my microphone arm a little bit. Okay, so welcome everyone. I am playing Wildlands again today, and I am trying to hurry and grind down the tier 1.
I asked the rebel to send over a vehicle for us.
Hola Yankee, we got your chopper.
And I learned yesterday that if you want to grind down tier 1, what you do is you do all of the helicopter-based destruction missions, and then once you finish the destruction missions, you then go for the you just fly around and nuke Unidad vehicles, because if you're not in combat and you nuke an Unidad vehicle, it's worth... Why goodness, why, how you doing, Nate?
There are a lot of lights and switches.
So basically,
I'm on your
like,
6. I'm good.
if you're trying to grind experience, like, you'll come down to the very bottom here, and you do all of these missions, the planes and La Cabra, until they're worth 800, because then they stop gaining experience after that. They're down to 800, and you don't get any more after that. So you hurry and do that, and then once you're done with that those missions, you come up here to the very top, and you hit a couple missions here as well. Hey, ESR, how you doing, man? So if you come up and you hit, let's see here, you hit Boston Reed and the Convoy. You hit those two until they're completely all the way down, and then you hit the ones all the way down here until they're all the way down. And then the problem is you're good, going to work at 3. Nice. I'm just doing an early bird stream because that's the only time I have to stream today is early bird time. So I am going to try to potentially redo my green screen now that I've made a few changes with the lighting. Notice the lighting is really nice now. So I need to get some stuff for that. The one issue is there are a couple other missions in theory which are pretty good to farm. I love how Montepulciano, we never really did anything there. But anyway. Tabakal, was it Tabakal? Where is it? One of these has a couple stockpile missions that you can fly around and hit as well. But at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm going to be just flying around and I'm going to be nuking Unidad vehicles. As long as I can remain undetected while doing so, I can just keep shooting Unidad vehicles and gaining experience. Typically, you'll gain somewhere between 3 to 800 experience per Unidad vehicle, depending on what it is and how many guys are in it. And so literally, you just fly along the roads and nuke Unidad, and you gain like 500 experience. If you're in combat, then it greatly reduces. It drops to like 200 if you're in combat. Mind you, there's a lot more enemies if you're in combat, but the total value goes down by a lot. Also, as of the moment, I am currently just at tier 14, luckily, just at tier 14. And so I'm going to be doing, let's see here. Sorry, my keys are in the wrong spot in my pocket and they're stabbing me.
Got a tango.
See, so that one was worth 370 experience. There's an Unidad chopper right over here. And the idea is you basically just want to remain undetected while nuking Unidad vehicles as often as possible. Oh, you're kidding me. See, only 150 for that one. Oh, there's a convoy right behind me. So convoys, regardless of whether or not you get the full amount of resources, they're worth, for me, at my tier, they're worth about 800 experience apiece.
Escort car destroyed.
So like that was 300.
Non-armored vehicle is escorting the convoy.
Okay, so that was 1200 experience right there.
Guys ready? Fire.
Copy.
And then I just let my dude shoot him.
Security detail looks like the JV too.
Looks like the
Nope,
JVC.
trying to run.
So basically, on something like this, I just take out the 2 vehicles and then land. And then, because I'm just playing by myself, I just tell my dudes to snipe it for me. So literally, it's like, I just come up here and I go,
Got it. Move
kill
it.
him if you can,
Eyes on
just
the
because I don't want him to
Need to
call
get
in
to a better
anyone else.
position.
See that convoy? There's a truck full of medicine rolling with it.
'Kay.
Let's go grab those meds for our rebel pals.
See, so that just gave me... So let's see here. That was 1,200 experience plus whatever the convoy is. The convoy should, in theory, give me about 800 experience. So that's about 2,000 experience right there for one convoy. And you do it with an attack chopper, and it's super, super easy. So what I'm thinking is, if you
rebels are
wanted to
gonna love
get...
this.
Yeah, see,
Lots of
800
pharmacies
tier
worth of
points for
medicine
me.
for their
Plus
people.
14k experience, or medication. Woohoo. So basically what I'm going to do is fly around and do those until I tier up again, and then pretty much every time you tier up, the experiences reset, but only to a certain extent. So like and it's really weird because it's like it's partially session based, it's partially what tier you're on based. There's all kinds of weird things that affect it.
Go on, I'll
But-
be right with you.
Let's see here. Yeah, see, because we're up to 2,000 experience.
We got a chopper.
The amount of times that your rockets go right over the tail is super annoying. Okay.
Sniper on that roof.
No sniper on that roof. 13
Opening
experience.
fire on these fuckers.
Where are we anyway? I need to find... We got fuel right in front of us. We're going to go hit that up.
Fuck, we're made.
So you can either literally just fly around and go from one... you can just fly around and go from one to another, like one convoy to another.
Escort
That's
has
one
been
way to do
destroyed.
it. And then the other way to do it is to just fly around and nuke Unidad. Both of which give you a lot of experience.
Escort vehicle is destroyed.
Okay.
Open fire. Engaging
Copy.
hostile.
How much experience do you need to get to the next tier? So at this point, every level I need about 70,000 experience. Oh, stop shooting, stop shooting, stop shooting. I do like to be able to farm the resources as well. Oh. I mean, if you guys are going to make this easy... If they're going to make it easy, I mean, then I'll just kill them, you know? Typically, they hide on the truck, and then I can't kill them in this attack chopper very easily. But if they step away from it, it's like, alright.
Truck acquired, and it's topped off with gas. I'll
Cool,
call the
800.
rebels to let 'em know
So
where
it's
it
about
is.
60,000 experience per level at this point. So about every hour I can earn, missions included, about every hour I can earn
Good to go.
about,
¡Siguen abriendo fuego! ¡Manden los pinches refuerzos! Quédense donde están. Una patrulla va en camino.
They got
okay, I
backup
killed
rolling in.
everyone and yet they sent a patrol at me.
I'm opening fire on these shitheads.
There are a couple, buggy-esque things right there that happen. So technically this side mission, the spotter mission right in there, that is a 600 experience if I tag it. Hello, Unidad. What brings you to this part of town?
Shit. Unidad decided to show up.
We got a problem. Cart
Nope. Not time efficient, but that's okay. Okay. Not super time efficient to do this cache,
over
but oh
here.
well. At this point, my helicopter's taken enough of a beating that I need to replace it anyway. Where are you? There you are. So I've already
Care
tagged
package
all of
claimed.
these, but it's still
drop
800
the rebels the
experience per
coordinates
one
so
that
they
I
can grab
tag.
it.
So literally, I
Next
mean,
time,
you could
ask
just
if
fly
they got
around
any
and tag
truck
those, and
vehicles
it's
in the
800
nearest
experience.
cantina.
There's a lot of ways you can earn experience, or farm
Ask
experience.
Takatari to send us a vehicle.
But I found that there's certain missions that you want to do over and over and over again until they're worthless, and then once they're worthless, then you just fly around and hunt Unidad. Technically, you could say, I'm just going to play the game over and over and over and over again and do the entire game from start to finish over and over and over again, and that would work too.
on
The
without
issue
me.
is whether or not that's time efficient. Certain missions, you're going to spend a lot of time to do the mission and not get a ton of experience back, and that's where the issue comes in. Alright, we want to fly up towards... There we go. We want to fly northwest, because this is convoy land as well as Unidad land. Anywhere where, so like any cartel controlled areas that are 5-star, for some reason have a lot of Unidad in them. So it's like, alright. And when you're earning 200 to 800 experience per Unidad vehicle you destroy, it's like, okay. But I think the best way to do this, here we go, see, and Unidad is literally designed to like spawn in under you. See, so that was 300.
That was a civilian.
Sure it was. The amount of times that I kill civilians that aren't even spawned in on my screen, I'm just like, whatever, you know?
Target marked.
Okay. So the little ones that don't have a gunner on them, those are only 250-ish, 150 to 200 experience for me at my tier. And then if it's a full truck with a gunner and a bunch of other stuff, then it's typically worth up to 800. So that was 79.
Got that
I
bucket
think
full.
the issue is they have it set up where if you kill too many of a certain enemy, the value goes down. Because it feels like the values have been going down a lot lately. Like, I'm going up in tier, but the experience I'm getting back is going down. Which really sucks, because I don't really know how to fix that. I'm sure there's some way you do it where it's like, oh, well, you just need to go do such and such and it'll reset. Or go kill, like, go attack 5 cartel bases and it'll reset your numbers. See, that one was 600. Any convoys on the road? We got one up there. Oh boy. There we go. Also, I found when you're repeating the missions up in the snow, if you go thermal vision, the boxes that you're supposed to destroy turn white in the thermal vision, so it's a lot easier to see. Yeah, we're not getting hardly any Unidad right now. And I'm sure there's probably a spawning engine that determines that, and the more you kill, the less spawn for a certain amount. But oh, 2 Unidad, huh? Just saying, 2 rockets exploding behind me when I'm going 25 would probably get my attention. Just saying. Alright, now I need to steer clear of this base to my left here. Yeah, my left has 3 anti-air in it, and I don't particularly care for that, you know? Now, question, would you guys prefer that I streamed earlier in the morning, like right now, or would you rather I streamed in the afternoon? Like, what do you guys prefer? I know a lot of you guys have been working in the evenings, afternoons and evenings. No. Really, anti-air? Hate anti-air.
We got a chopper.
Okay.
Maybe 3. Marking an enemy.
1,200 experience for those 2.
Escort destroyed. Convoy has a non.
Bug out, see how far you yet?
The guys on this convoy look small time.
The answer is you really don't.
Get ready. Fire.
Fuck. Engaging. Roger that. Escort vehicle destroyed.
The worst part is, in theory, that's another convoy right in front of us.
Convoy security looks second string to me.
Alright, let's come over here and land. Oh boy.
Roger, let me get in position. Let me get a good sight line.
There we go.
Roger. Target marked.
Oh, that was not what I meant to do.
Target
Frag out.
That was okay. This is what happens when I,
We poked the hornet's nest.
That convoy there has a truck filled with medicine
Come on.
the rebels could use.
just
Let's
this
snatch those
tiny
drugs
little
for 'em.
dirt bank in front of me so I don't have eyes on him. I don't care if you're a surrendering enemy, I don't care what you are, you'll call enemies in on me. I know, they do it all the time. It's super annoying. I'm not even kidding. Super annoying. Surrendering enemy calls in trucks on me. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well done.
I let him
Tell the rebels
live,
to come pick this stuff
and he
up.
calls in people on me. I'm like, you gotta be kidding.
I asked the rebels to send over.
Sorry, man.
for us.
My throat's a little dry. All right. But yeah, farming is fairly quick at this point, considering that I was doing just missions and I was like, this is taking forever. When I was just farming missions, it did take forever, but I mean, look at that. We're 10-20% of the way. In 17 minutes, we're 10-20% of the way.
I'll pilot.
And this is without us
Go
having
ahead, I'll catch up. I'm
missions
on.
to farm. Knock knock.
Good hit
500.
on the elo. Okay, we're still good.
Also, I found if you're just trying to farm Unidad, there's 2 or 3 intersections. Like for example, where is it? Right here. If you come right here where you have 4 roads come together into one intersection, if you go right there, Unidad spawn really rapidly there, as well as up here. So you can literally sit on any of these main intersections, and you have a lot more Unidad showing up. So there's a lot more experience possibilities. Why, hello, Mr. Tigger. Hi. You gonna come over here by me? May or may not get a Tigger in the screen here in a minute.
Copy
Oh,
for
bud.
Tango.
Escort car destroyed. A non-armored vehicle is in.
Hey, it's the cat. It is the cat. You are right.
Guys ready? Fire. Weapons free. Weapons free.
Pull over. I hate it because I can't approach. It's super annoying because I can't approach. But yeah, Nate, how would you feel about me doing earlier streams like right now instead of in the afternoon? Because if you'd like,
All right, breathe easy.
I can stream like right now every day instead of in the afternoon. Because the issue I'm noticing is that all of the regulars for the afternoon can't make it right now because they're all working. And so like if you guys need me to come stream in the morning, I can do that. I'll totally stream in the morning if that's when you guys are around, you know? Ugh, changing how I'm sitting because never mind.
Unidad bird approaching. Stay down.
I was changing how I was sitting because the cat likes it when I'm sitting. If I sit like, you know, crisscross applesauce, the cat will, oh dear, this isn't gonna work. This is probably not gonna work. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll message you later. They are changing your schedule because someone left. Ah. Yeah, they changed my schedule a bunch too for that same reason. We had my job is extremely hard to keep staff for. But there's a couple issues to it. The main one is they need to stop hiring single men to work with my client, because my client is a middle-aged female who clings onto any male in her life at the time, and so the more the
Go ahead, I'll
more
catch up.
attractive and better the guy is, the more she is attracted to them in a non-professional manner, and that causes a lot of extra drama and a lot of extra stress, which is not appropriate in the workplace. And they keep doing that, so that's one issue that we're running into right now. The other one is there's a drama game that happens in my industry, which is really stupid. It's really stupid, but it happens. And the issue is you have a constant drama power struggle going back and forth between the employees and not the employees, the management and the clients. And for the most part, it's always just dumb stuff that doesn't matter. The other driver, who was the main driver, was 73. So did he leave, or what happened to him? I mean, if he was 73, he was well within his time frame to retire, right? Unidad chopper here somewhere. There you are.
We got a chopper.
There we go.
Kilos down.
Give his last day tomorrow. Yeah, I can understand that. But yeah, it's like, 370 experience every 10 to 15 seconds is a pretty good way to play. At least until the missions reset, which, for some reason, I wonder if it's time in game that resets it. Because, like, I did all of these and notice they're all only 800 experience now each. But they reset back up to 3,000 every once in a while. And then these ones, Boston Reed is 800 as well. I don't know. It's weird. That's that whole, there's some formula to it that determines when it resets, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. Whoa, that was lag. $500 experience for that one. I really need to just grab this soundtrack and just listen to this one. This is the Sanctum 2 soundtrack we're listening to right now. I love the Sanctum 2 soundtrack. Easily one of the best soundtracks for a game I've ever heard. Not a lot, but I saw another Unidad taking off down the street. But yeah, the problem is my company keeps hiring good workers, but they're single men. Mid-20s single men. And it causes a lot of extra drama that leads to most of the employees either quitting early or getting reassigned just because it's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not appropriate. The drama gets really stupid really fast. And it's because the thing you have to realize is it's a middle-aged adult lady with autism. And so, like, typically some level of autism is based off of a certain inability to either comprehend or inability to reason. That's where a lot of the inhibitors come in when it comes to autism.
Enemy spotted.
And so there are just certain things you avoid, just period. And by doing that, you make it a lot easier for everyone. At The other thing is, and this was, I actually went and talked to my mother about this, because my mom has been in my field for the last, like, 30 years. And the field is working with adults or children with autism. And one of the things, the main one I was asking my mom about yesterday was, what do you do? The idea is, oh, I hate that. So stupid. Good grief. Okay, anyway, the idea was, how do you, like, do you have to basically just separate yourself completely from basically everything that happens with the client? And the reason why is, as the worker, you have zero control over the decisions being made by the Guardian, by the company, by the anything. Like, your job is just to keep the client safe and keep the client under control. By the way, right here is a really heavy spawn point for Unidad. Notice 2 more have just spawned in already. I can literally just sit here. There's another one further down that I found. And it's weird because it's in the dumb places. Like, the location it is makes 0 sense. That's Unidad base is the problem. I can't nuke him in front of his own Unidad base. That'll put me on the wanted list. Hi, how is this game? This game is phenomenal. Well, yes and no. This is one of the... Okay, let me explain. So for one of the open world sandbox style games, this one is phenomenal. Like, for example, GTA 5, Ghost Recon Wildlands, like 2 of the better games of this genre. This one in particular is really good. The problem is there are certain things, and this pertains to every game of this genre. As you try to increase difficulty, increase a difficulty rating, the realism of the game goes out the window. I found personally that on normal to the second, or the middle to the third hardest difficulty are fairly realistic both ways around, or at least it's realistic to each other. The main issue you'll run into is when you play a game like this and then you up the difficulty, you get to the point where a non-armored, like a shirtless man will take a half a mag to the chest and not die, and you take 1 bullet fully armored to die. And that's one of the biggest issues with games like this, is you increase the difficulty and it's no longer realistic. Because me using hollow point rounds into a dude's chest, a guy with no body armor, no shirt even, you know, if I shoot him in the chest, he's gonna die, period. You know, if I put a 3-round burst right up his sternum, right up his lungs and his heart, he's dead, period. But in this game, I'll put a half a round, or I'll put a half a mag in his chest, and he just turns and goes. And I'm like, uh-huh. The other thing is, the alert status of enemies determines the damage you deal to them. Again, not realistic. If an enemy is not alerted, you can shoot them in the leg with a 9mm pistol, or a .22 or a 22 pistol or whatever, and they'll die. Like, you'll go to a heavy and shoot him in the leg with a pistol and he'll die. But if he's not alerted. But if he's alerted, you'll drop a full magazine into his chest or into his extremities to kill him. So it's just like, you can't forget them knowing where exactly. Oh yeah. Also, the enemies knowing exactly where you are as soon as you break comm. Yeah, there was a couple things that were never fixed, which suck. A couple of the primary ones is, like, for example, if you... Yeah, I just nuked it. That's okay. One more. So, like, for example, if I'm laying prone on the top of a mountain and I call in an artillery strike, the entire enemies just magically know where I am. Just straight up. They all stop, turn, and run straight to my location. And I'm like, what's the point of calling in, radioing in, if it blows your cover, you know? Completely blows your cover. They have redone it a bunch, though, where, like, if you relocate during combat or around combat, it is better that way. It is much easier to... Oh, hello. Let me know if I chop my own head off on my helicopter. But anyway, they have made it where you can relocate easier and more effectively, so that's good. they've also made it so that your AI that help you are not nearly as worthless. They used to be straight up garbage when the game first came out. Did I get him? Okay. The other thing is when you
We'll send the location of the radio gear to the rebels.
what's it called? One of the things they did that is really annoying is, and it's dumb because they changed it to be this way. Oh, it's so annoying. Lieutenants, which are ones that you can like grab and interrogate
I'll meet you
to
there.
like get intelligence about a region. One of the things they did was, it used to be, it was a pain in the butt to get them because they were so easy to kill, which was realistic. And then they went, too many people complained and they went, fine, we'll make it easier. In the process of making it easier, they made them 10 times more dangerous. So a prime example is, like, well, here, I'll show you. Let me find a,
Go ahead without me.
it might take me a second, but I'll show you. Essentially, lieutenants now take at least 2, if not 3 volleys of rockets to kill. We're talking a dude in a cowboy hat with a submachine gun will take 2 rockets to the face before he dies. Which of course makes so much sense, right? See, the problem is I'm in a highly spawning Unidad area, which is on purpose because I'm farming.
We ain't here to run down civilians.
Sure, there was a civilian there. Whatever. For some reason, the spawning distance is all jacked up. One of my settings is weird. There we go. That one finally hit. I keep shooting at helicopters and it goes right over the back of them. Sorry, I have a cat hair stuck to my beard. Oh, he's dead. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. This guy. So check this out. Alright, so if we look at this guy, ready? Watch this. Okay, so that dude, I just nailed him with a rocket.
Their
He
lieutenant's running
lived,
away.
and he's running away. Okay, so now he's on a motorcycle. Okay, that time, it killed him. But him in his own vehicle took 2 direct hits to the cab of his truck from a military-grade attack chopper, and he didn't die. He got out and was able to get into another vehicle. Like that one. That's one that drives me nuts. Oh, look, here's another one. So let's shoot this one and see if it does the exact same thing. Oh, except for there's a Unidad. Let's hit them first because they're worth experience. See, I'm averaging.
What did you do that for? That was a civilian.
Sure. I'm sure there was. Oh, now I can see the civvies. Okay, ready. Okay, so I nuked his vehicle. Wait for it. Oh, yep, now I just jumped out. I'm on the hardest difficulty. Nailed him with 2 rockets to the chest, or 2 rockets to his vehicle, and he just gets out. Like it's nothing. Like, because that's realistic, right? It's a combat... What do they call it? There's a word for that. A combat
Nice move, dumbass.
simulator?
You just hit a civilian.
Okay, apparently I hit a civilian.
Enemy spotted.
Oh my goodness, there's a kitty. Why, hello there, Mr. Berlioz. Come here. Come here. Come here, kitty. But yeah, all in all, it's a great game. It's a great game. That's gonna...
What the fuck you do that for? That was a civilian.
Yes, it was a civilian, and the vehicle in front of him was shooting at me. Just an FYI, as I do the tier 1 leveling up, I do absolutely get failed out a lot for killing civilians, and it's because at the distance that I'm flying, my render distance is weird, and so the enemies so civilians are there, like on the side of the road, but I cannot physically see them. So like I'll be flying over, and there'll be civilians like right there on the side of the road, and I can't see them. For some reason, they're not spawning in. And so I keep getting the, you killed civilians, you killed civilians, you killed... I'm like, where? I don't see anything. But yeah, right here is one of those crossroads. There are certain crossroads where Unidad will just keep spawning and converging. And so it's cool because if you're just trying to level up your character, you can just sit here in an attack chopper and just nuke them. And farm experience. See, I just got 700, almost 800 experience right there. From 2 vehicles, and it's literally this intersection right here. This one does it too, but there's a base right there, so it's better to not. The idea is you're like Unidad base, you want to stay just far enough away from it that you don't get sucked into it. Ooh, there's a food raid there. Sorry. I was petting the cat, now there's a cat hair stuck on my glasses. Oh, and there's another one there. Okay. I think I'm good. Alright. But anyway. So all in all, I would say this is a great game. There are certain difficulties that are more realistic and more fun. Honestly, if you want the most, probably the most fun, most difficult, most realistic mission. Really? I'll nuke him even though, yeah, I killed a civilian and yet he lived.
The lieutenant's trying to
Doesn't make
escape.
a lick of sense. But anyway, one of my favorite things to do is, ooh, that food convoy is right in the middle of an Unidad base. I'm gonna have to wait for him to get out. There's an Unidad there too. Got him. Cool. But anyway, so basically, if you do the mission or the game type, I think it's ghost mode, where if you die, you have to restart the game. If you play that on the easiest or second easiest difficulty, it's a lot of fun. Gotta get ready for work. Have a good rest of your stream and have a good day. For sure, man. Thanks for swinging by. I'm glad you were able to swing by for a bit. And let me know what happens with your schedule as things change. Oh.
Destroyed. Ah, shit, we've been spotted.
And there's an Unidad helicopter attacking me. Oh, the other issue that I run into in this game is a chain link fence will stop a rocket.
Open fire. Fire.
Oddly enough, that's not realistic. I don't know if anyone's ever figured that out or not, but there we go. You shouldn't be able, a guy shouldn't be able to hide behind a chain link fence and have it take 2 military grade anti-vehicle rockets and the guy just walk away, you know? You'll nuke a building and kill everyone. Yeah, this is the issue with the convoys. The hard part with the convoys right now is the 2 guys inside the actual convoy.
We got more cartel guys incoming.
Roger. Let me get in position.
So the 2 actual cartel dudes, these 2
Let's find a
dudes,
good position.
will call in reinforcements. So you nuke the front vehicle, you nuke the back vehicle, they hop out and then immediately call reinforcements.
Probably a resupply convoy.
And then because it's this game, they magically know where I am. Supposedly on the next game, they're going to fix that. Yeah, 2 vehicles pull up and they just magically know I'm here. And they're not worth jack to kill either. That's the other dumb part. Yeah, in total, not worth a lot of experience. But the next game should be pretty good because it feels like they're removing a lot of mechanics on purpose for the sole fact of they're really hard to balance together, and so they're getting rid of them, just removing them altogether. So like in the next game, you don't get any AI to help you. You have 3 drones you can release. That's all shot up. Let's get another one. There we go. So in the next game, they're getting rid of the AI helping you. There won't be 3 AI following you around. In this one, the AI that follow you around are not detectable unless you tell them to shoot or attack. They're not detectable at all. They basically don't exist. So like they'll walk right up to an enemy and put their gun in their ear and the enemy won't see them. And it's for the simple fact of you would straight up lose missions constantly because the AI, your AI helping you would blow your cover or something. Like they would cause you to fail straight up a lot. And so they took that mechanic out where they don't exist until you tell them to attack. Because of that though, it means if an enemy walks over and spots you, an enemy will walk right past your AI helper and then walk right up to you and shoot you. They did make a change recently where if you blow cover, your AI will immediately kick in and start shooting. On the lower difficulties, it's actually really useful and really helpful. On the harder difficulties, you don't notice it as much because you're still downed before your AI starts shooting. But the second your cover's blown and you go down, they immediately attack. So it's like, it's a little bit better, kind of. But yeah. I was hoping for more Unidad in this area. Usually this, oh, here we go. Usually this road I'm on right here spawns Unidad really, really often. Depending on how this goes. Okay. When there's a vehicle right behind an Unidad, half the time or a third of the time, you'll accidentally kill the civilian too. Which makes it really hard to stay away from them, so. Oop. No, this one's not too loud. Maybe it is loud. Hang on. Nope, that one's already turned down. So I've been sorting through my music and, ooh, turning down a bunch of it because there are certain artists that make their music 1,000 in volume.
Tango.
I saw comms. But anyway, there are certain music makers, like NCS music makers, that, which by the way, don't trust the NCS market as much as I wish you could. There are a bunch of artists that took a bunch of their, so they released non-copyrighted sound music into the NCS music base, which isn't very big. Let me say that up front. It's not very big. Which, oh, by the way, if anyone does need NCS sounds, the music on my YouTube channel by Thermosnake and my music on YouTube is non-copyrighted, so you guys can use it and it doesn't screw you. But anyway, a bunch of the NCS people decided to pull their music out after they released it into the NCS library. So like it was NCS for like 6 years, and then they decided to take it out of the NCS market and then start making it cost, which is super annoying because it's like it just took a bunch of stuff out of the market. Hey Nicholas, how you doing, man?
Get ready. Fire.
Shoot them.
Engaging tangos.
Great. And there's
They've seen us.
a zillion enemies here. Supposedly my helicopter's shooting him.
The LT's making a run for it.
Problem is I'm using a controller,
Moving
and
to
this
position.
controller is hokey. I need a new one, which sucks because this one's brand new.
Copy. Target marked.
There are certain so here's an issue I've been running into. The big name controller makers,
Anything left in that
screw it. If you guys are gonna be stupid,
Enemy reinforcements coming in.
this is the part I hate. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. It's gonna blow me up. It's gonna blow me up. It's gonna blow me up. Run, 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 run. Okay. Super stupid mechanic. I might live way north compared to you, but it's pretty hot over here. Say what? Yeah, I'm just gonna turn and run. It's not even worth it. It's so stupid. If a single enemy is alive, you'll have 11 waves of vehicles come in and attack you, and they're worth no experience. Because you're in combat. As soon as you're in combat, the experience goes way down. And this was actually where there was a lot of beef with this game when it first came out, and that's it's a quote-unquote stealth simulator game that forces you to do non-stealth combat. So like, where is it? Here? That one? Yeah, there we go. See, I have 66% stealth kills. Okay, 58% tactical, 66% stealth kills. My precision's only 20%, but that's because I shoot a lot of stray rounds just at random items. But oddly enough, my favorite weapon is the LVOA. I'm glad it finally registered that. A bunch of this is weird. Like, for example, the G2. I used the G2 my first playthrough and never since. And yet, somehow, it's my second favorite weapon. Hiccups, pardon me. But anyway. Let's see here.
I asked Pakatari to send us a vehicle.
But yeah, there was a bunch of beef for a while where, like, they have the missions where it's like, your job is to destroy a convoy or it's to attack an actual base, like attack an Unidad base. And it's like,
around here for some intel.
it is possible to stealth it, but it's incredibly difficult to truly stealth it. Like, there are a couple where it's like, one of the missions was, your job is to escort a vehicle to the airstrip. A guy jumps in a vehicle and goes to the airstrip, and in order to do that, you have to jump into a helicopter or a vehicle with a machine gun on it and then follow it.
Come on, let's go.
How many kills in total? Oh, I have no idea. A lot, probably. It doesn't say that, oddly enough. It's like Payday Stealth. Something like that. I have a 1 hour tier. See, and this is something that drives me nuts. Some of these are really dumb. Some of those experience boosters are kind of stupid. The cost of what they are versus what they're actually worth is pretty low. Okay, let's see here. Where's our intersection? Right there. We're gonna fly back to our intersection, and I'm gonna nuke the crap out of these guys while we fly over. Because screw you guys. Yes, walk near your friend. Make it one less rocket volley to kill you all. Alright, so that's Rebel there. Doing it full stealth is hard. Doing this game full stealth is hard. On certain missions, it's impossible to do full stealth. Something they've talked about in the next game is that they are putting a lot more focus on the true stealth aspect. This one... it depends on the day. Certain circumstances, the stealth is really good. Certain other circumstances, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like, a prime example of it is when you're hunted and you have the invisibility, it's like you have the active camouflage stuff. It's fairly easy to go in and out of combat. It's pretty easy to do so. If you are in full combat though, or you're like, if you're hunted, if you fire a single bullet, every enemy immediately knows where you are, which is stupid, right? Sure. Freaking hate.
Your LT's trying to run.
Lieutenants are so... Oh, that civilian is dead.
What's your fucking problem?
Straight
Just
up.
hit us
Oh,
with
and
a-
he lived.
Enemy down.
That's the way towards the base. Let's go south. Like the mortar and dense jungles. Oh, the worst is you're hunted. They don't know where you are. You're hunted. And yet they can pinpoint you with a mortar. Because that makes sense, right? Like, there's zero line of sight on you, and yet they can pinpoint you with a mortar. Doesn't make any sense. I hope there are no mortars in the next game, because... Or at least that if there are, the mechanic is correct. It should be, oh, mortar them and mortar their last known position. Like, that should be it. It should be mortar the last known position, because that's realistic. You know? There's new dead. But yeah, the idea is I'm farming up tier 1. I hate that. That's another... there's just the problem is when this game came out, there was some game-breaking bugs that they fixed. There was also a lot of weird quirks that they fixed.
Enemy marked.
And then there was just a lot of little things that they just didn't care or didn't bother to change. And the problem is I bring them up all the time because I deal with them all the time, and it's just like they're little things that degrade the quality of the experience. They take the realism out, they take the like, personally, my number one beef is I wish that enemies took the same amount of damage, period. Period. So whether they're in full combat or whether they're whether there's no suspension at all, I wish all enemies took the same amount of damage, period. And I'm okay with heavies taking extra if you hit their body armor. But, like, that's my number one beef. I can't stand that. Yeah, you're going straight to that base. You know what? And I missed. I meant to hit the convoy.
The guys on this convoy look small time.
Well, that took out the truck.
Escort destroyed.
There's an unit behind bullets. Bullet is bullet. It doesn't care if it's during combat. Right. Great. Where are they?
Shit, they spotted us.
It says I'm engaged and there's no enemy nearby. Oh.
The lieutenant's trying to escape.
Remember when I nuked this?
We don't hit civilians, dumbass. Get your fucking
He's still
head out.
alive.
Shit, we got cartel soldiers inbound.
I don't even want the convoy anymore. The base activated. I don't even care. Like, let me explain. I don't care. Yeah, a bullet's a bullet. It doesn't care what the combat is. Yeah, that's the legitimate answer. The problem is, it's a video game, so whatever. Oh no, side mission failed. Or are you talking about the one where I nuked the lieutenant twice and he didn't die? He took 4 rockets directly and didn't die? And I failed? Oh no. Anyway, I'm super excited for the next game to come out because in theory, they have said that the combat is fixed in the next one. Where it is very, like, they have to know where you are to engage you. They have to sweep areas. Yeah, missiles that base to dust. Well, the big one that you run into in this is it's like there will be a sniper tower made out of concrete this thick with a window with 4 windows. The whole building is as big as like my desk area here, and there are 4 windows on it and a aluminum railing around the outside. You'll nail it with a rocket and the sniper lives. You nail it again with a rocket. The sniper lives. You adjust your aim, nailed the tower again with a rocket. The sniper lives. It's just like... Or worse, he steps out of the sniper tower and is on the banister. And you nail the aluminum sheet in front of him and it absorbs the full blast of the rocket and the sniper lives. And I'm just like, really? The other thing they added, or the other thing that this game has, which is kind of hokey, same idea is hokey. Certain fences you can blow through, certain ones you can't. Specific fences you can run over to it and throw a grenade on it and it blows up and falls over, but only certain ones. Just waiting for the civvies to get out of the way. I don't care. Wow, right here is hopping for Unidad. which is awesome. I mean, their experience. But yeah, if you put this game on normal, I don't rage at it almost at all. I basically don't rage at this game at all if you put it on normal. Oh no, I tried to get both and I missed. Holy crap, 2 more Unidad. This mountain range, or this pass up here is just... Look at that, 3 Unidad. After I killed 2, there's 3 more.
What's your fucking problem?
Yeah,
Just
I'm
hit a civilian.
whatever. Having it say civilian killed is like crying wolf.
Shit, they spotted us.
It's just like, sure. I'm sure I did. Because at this range, do you see anyone on the road? No. The rendering, they didn't render, period, at this point. It's like, I don't see a single civilian at this range. They don't even spawn. They're a 1 and a 0. Use minigun. Oh, here's the problem. The AI in this game. So, again, another problem. If I have, let's say I have War jump on and play with me, okay? And I put him in my gun. If he fires more than 1 single shot burst, so he spools up and goes bang, and then immediately lets go. If he does any less than that, he'll destroy a convoy with his minigun. My AI will fire for 10 seconds and not destroy a convoy. Again, just another discrepancy in damage. Vehicle destruction of an AI versus vehicle destruction of a player is not even remotely the same. Not even remotely. Which is fine. Like, I understand that's one of the perks of being a player and, like, growing and building your character, but there are certain things where it's just like, that doesn't make any sense. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, you try to build a game and you try to, you know, like, don't get me wrong, this is a phenomenal game. There's just a lot of mechanics where it's like, they're trying to figure something to do, and there's no realistic way to do it. They're like, from a realistic point of view, it's false, it's incorrect. But,
Escort vehicle
you know,
destroyed.
what are you gonna do?
Fire.
Oh, copy
Fire.
Like, for example, one of the biggest beefs when this game came out, just, you know what?
that. They know we're here.
Just no. Oh look, he lived.
What the fuck are you doing? That was a civilian.
I'm still engaged. Oh, right there, huh? Okay, so when this game first came out, we're talking like day 1 release. An actual military personnel gets in, plays the game, and goes, explain to me why my character is quote-unquote Ghost Recon and yet runs like a 10-year asthmatic. Or like a 10-year smoker.
Let's call the rebels and let them know where they can find me.
Your ability to run in this game is when you first start the game at level 1 or whatever, level 0 or whatever. It's literally like, the people were like, how come I run like I'm an asthmatic? Like, I've had asthma and I've been a smoker my entire life. Like, that's what my character runs like. They're like, I'm supposed to be the best military personnel that the world or the country has to offer, and yet I run like I'm an asthmatic. So it's like my character has 0 conditioning. And it's one of those where it's like, you know, you're trying to build, that's where it gets hard, because it's like, you're trying to build a game where you can,
Tango marked, but he's got a civilian nearby.
where you can grow and develop your character, but it's only so realistic to do so. I hate that. My vehicle tipped. Oddly enough, I don't miss that shot.
Target carrying submachine gun.
Not typically. Yeah. Immediately lost the unit of control. But yeah. It's a great game. On the hardest difficulty, it's just stupid. And the issue I've run into, and it happens all the time. It happened, so Thermo and I played Sniper Elite. Thermo and I played Sniper Elite 4 on the hardest difficulty, which it used to be realistic, and then they added realistic plus, which by the way is not even remotely realistic. I will declare that out loud. It was not even remotely realistic. Realistic wasn't realistic. Realistic plus was not realistic. We need to get our video game genres off of this rating system of saying realistic and having it not be realistic. Because there's going to be some 12-year-old that thinks that that's realistic, and he's going to go shoot up a store thinking it's realistic. And it's like, no, you're an idiot. You know? But anyway. He and I played Sniper Elite 4 on Realistic Plus. Absurdly unrealistic. But it was literally like you would shoot one enemy and the entire map would know where you were. You would fire once and the entire world would know where you were. It was absurd. And the problem is, and this is what I'm noticing, there's a clash of genres. I just take him out, or at least wound him or whatever. I say wound him because that's all it will get out of it. So there's a clash of genres, okay? And the problem is you can't play realistic with these other games in the same classification. For example, you can't have PUBG and Apex Legend in the first-person shooter genre, and then have a game like this be taken seriously, difficulty-wise. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. And because the problem is, it's just not even remotely the same game. Like, doing a fast-paced, I'm gonna go. It's the speed of the game is not the same. Therefore, it doesn't make sense. The reinforcement incoming is so stupid.
Mark the captain.
It's just. I'll tell you what. I love this game, but at the same time, I absolutely hate this game. Like this. What is this? We have 3 lieutenants sprinting down the side of a mountain at a helicopter.
Next 5.
And it's just some games do it really well, some games don't. For example. Oh, I'm sure I hit it. I bet 100% I hit that civilian.
Shit, we've got
And I pulled the trigger anyway because it's this game, you know. So for example, and I apologize, my brain is relatively fried at this point. I've been working a few extra graveyards, and so basically my brain just shuts off mid-sentence. So, so for example, back, Nick is back, and I'm flying into a power line. Trying to remember what I was even saying. Something about realistic. There's certain ones that are fairly realistic, and then there's ones where it's like they just need to stop Oh, that's what it is. So what happens is you have people that get used to these high-octane style games.
Enemy marked.
Let's say, for example, Apex Legend or PUBG, where it's like they're high speed, they're really, really aggressive, they're very adrenaline junkie based games. And then that player base comes to a game like this and goes, it's too easy. Well, it's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. You've been playing PvP for 2 years. You've been doing nothing but PvP for 2 years, and then you're wondering why a PvE is too easy. It's like, well, no shit. You're playing ranked on against some of the best PvP players in the world, and then you come to a PvE and you're like, they're just too stupid. Really? It's an AI that's programmed. It's not a person. It's a program. And then they whine and 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 they whine until the game developers go fine, and then they release a harder game, or they release a harder version. My favorite thing about this game when I first got it, you could get every single achievement on easy. Personally, I hate difficulty-based achievements. Can't stand them. The reason being is, you can be a player that will put 2,000 hours into a game and will never get all the achievements because you're blocked by difficulty-based achievements. And difficulty is difficulty. For example, there are games, for example, Dark Souls, for example, Mario games, or Link, any of the Zelda games where you're playing as Link. I think of games like, what is it, Ocarina of Time, where like, it's like you only have so many hearts at this boss. Figure it out. Learn to fight the boss and defeat the boss, right? Or Dark Souls. If the boss hits you twice, you're dead, period. Okay, that's fine. Dark Souls is Dark Souls. I don't want Wildlands to be Dark Souls. This game and that game have nothing to do with each other. And that's where my beef comes from for games. It's like when you design your game, be true to your game. Stop giving a crap what the other people from other genres have to say about you. If Dark Souls characters, I'm a game now. Good man. If a Dark Souls player comes into Wildlands and goes, it's too easy, tell him to shut up and get out. Because they have nothing to do with each other. And that's the part that just blows my mind is when that happens. It's just like, oh my gosh. It's like, I'm gonna slap you myself. Shut up, you know? And it happens all the time. That's a random car. Apparently we have rebels shooting Unidad. Oh, that's gonna be a... Oh no, I missed. There was a motorcyclist that I was terrified I was gonna hit. But I missed him. So as of this moment, I have a zillion rebels underneath me that are directly engaging with the Unidad. I'm like... It's like, you realize, guys, I'm trying to be sneaky. If I be sneaky... Oh, convoy.
Marking a tango. He's close to that local.
Escort destroyed.
But yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's gonna destroy my chopper. I landed on a cactus. But anyway. Ultimately, though,
Good work.
let me say
I'll
this.
ping the rebels and let 'em know
I'm
when
okay with
to drop their
difficulty.
meds.
Difficulty is just fine. I'm okay with difficulty. Having difficulty in games is just
Ask the
fine.
rebels
Like,
to
I'm
send
not
over a
against
few
difficulty. What I'm against is where you try to create every game to one standard when every game is different and every genre is different.
I got it. I'll
Go
fly.
on, I'll meet you. drive.
And mind you, when they release the next game, there are a lot of changes. They removed a bunch of AI. They removed a bunch of mechanics. They are focusing on other mechanics, and that's fine. Oh, baby. Ultimately, a lot of the things that they're changing or just leaving out, period, I'm totally cool with. Like, that's fine. And honestly, I'm ecstatic to see what the new take is going to be for the next game. I can't wait. I just hope they have the good manners to stop listening to the subreddit and stop listening to certain, like, there are certain people to listen to. There are certain people that actively play the game that you should listen to and should adjust because their opinions are decent. And then there's a lot where they're just blowing smoke and they should be ignored.
Jesus, you just hit a civilian.
I'm sure. Whatever. I'm sure I did. And I did it maliciously. I wasn't even aiming for the Unidad. I was aiming for the civilian. Uh-huh.
What the hell? You just hit a civilian.
Again, I was aiming for the civilian. So stupid. Oh, it's so stupid. It's that level of stupid where, like, I'm expecting to nail this chopper with a rocket, have it land and kill a civilian, and then have it fail me. Like, that's what I'm expecting. 2 rockets in a row, locked onto an Unidad vehicle, killed a civilian. Okay. And, thank you. Next. Next civilian. You guys are sorely mistaken if you think I'm only going to kill 2 civilians today. Do you ever just have that day in Minecraft where you go into a village and you're standing there and a villager walks over to you and just gives you a look? Like, he walks over to you and just gives you that look and you just go whack, and you don't even kill him, you just hit him once. You just hit him once and you're like, don't look at me like that. You're like, don't have that nice of a day around me. That's a joke, by the way. I promise, I'm really not a pessimist. I'm really not. I'm just a realist that has seen too much let me to use a military phrase. This is an actual phrase we use. It's called half-assing, or to half-ass something. There are too many people and too many groups that half-ass a project, and it's just like, no. Ooh, that. That one is loud as crap. Mind you, it's one of my favorite songs, but that is loud as crap. Here. I wonder, can I just grab all of them and resume my... Oh, I could, but that would defeat the point. Alright, hang on. Edit. There we go. I'm slowly having to go through all of my music and listen to it and check the levels and slowly adjust each individual song because there's no good auto program to do that. Super annoying, but whatever. I just ran into this thing where I have a bunch of music where, like, I have a song, right? I have a song, and it at 100% is like another song at 12%. Like, maxed volume on this song is super quiet, and then the other one, I'll swap from one song to the next song and blow my eardrums because I'm just like, holy crap, that is loud. And it's the same song, same playlist, same everything, but it's just like, oh my gosh, like, like, who released that at that volume? Like, turn it down. What the heck is, what? Someone somewhere is seeing me or something. Train! I am thoroughly upset that you can't destroy a train, though. Yeah, definitely a couple mechanics I would have... Oh, really? Yeah? You want to go? Thank you. I was about to be very upset. I'm like, I threaded the needle with a missile.
Opening fire on these shitheads.
But it's, you know, it's a game, so of course I did. I was watching a GIF on what was it, Halo Reach. It was Halo Reach. I don't remember what their wave defense was called. Horde mode, or it was basically Horde mode or whatever. But they're playing like Horde mode, right? And I'm watching, and this guy turns with a rocket and fires it right at an elite. And the elite is approaching his buddy. He turns, fires the rocket at the elite. The elite pauses and turns, and the rocket goes right between his knees. And then he just runs over and just one-shots the dude. It's like, because it was a sword elite. It's just like, feels bad, man. Kill a civilian. Aw. See, now I feel ripped off. For how many times it's given me free civilian kills, I feel ripped off now when it doesn't give me one. But anyway. What are we at? Yeah. I'm gonna get one level today and that's it. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I get one level and then if those missions reset. The part I'm annoyed about is the missions never reset. If the missions reset, which they typically do, which is why I'm confused that they haven't. If the levels reset, that's like 15,000 experience in about 15 minutes.
¡Esa es el enemigo! ¡Cúbranse!
They've seen us.
Stop pretending like I'm in combat just because some dude saw me fire a rocket. Also, something interesting. So I've been playing Fortnite Save the World because I'm a PvE player, not a PvP. I'm a PvE player. So I've been playing Fortnite Save the World, and I
Keep your eyes
found...
on the road. You just hit a civilian.
Yes! Got the civvy. No civvy will be left alive in my reign of terror. But anyway, so I've been playing the PvE Fortnite Save the World, which is a lot of fun. The Loot Llama.
What the hell? You just
Nice.
hit a civilian.
Got another civvy. Aw, yeah. Anyway, it's really fun. The llama thing is sort of okay. The whole loot card thing is sort of okay. I wish at a certain level they would stop giving you duplicate low-level cards and just, like, I wish you could either opt into it or it would just automatically be like, if you're over level 50, we're gonna stop giving you cards of, like, common stuff, and instead we're just gonna give you straight-up experience. Like, I would much rather it said, like, I would much rather that once you got past a certain level, it stopped giving you low-level stuff. Like, the collection book, and it's, I say this based on the collection book. The collection book has, like, there's so many, the basic weapons, it wants you to collect one of every weapon of all the basics. So, like, your basic axe or whatever, there's, like, 5 tiers of axe, or 6 tiers of axe. Once you have all of them, then it's like all of the low levels from then on out, you just recycle anyway. So I wish that it was like, if you have it, I wish it would give you an option where it's like, do you want everything under purple that you already have in your collection book to immediately be recycled to experience? And I'd be like, absolutely. Because it's just wasted at that point. You just, it fills a spot in your inventory, and then you have to manually go through on every single one of them and just tear them up. I think I need to fly lower. I'm flying too high. The height that you're flying determines the spawn distance a little bit. It definitely affects it, I've noticed. It's just funny though, because I was talking with one of my buddies about this game, and the tier system is, it is slow. Like, you will beat the entire game once. You will beat the entire game once before, typically, you'll be like level 26, 27 when you, if you 100% the game, you'll be level 27-ish. 27, 28-ish. Typically. That's where I was. I was level 27. My buddy was level 28, but that's because he paused to do others. He paused to do more bonus missions during the middle of playing it. But it's like, you won't even hit tier 1 on your first playthrough. That, as I say, that's civilians. That was civilians. Those ones spawned in and I saw them right as I fired. I'm like, and I'm in trouble. That collateral damage, baby. But anyway. So, like, just to get to tier 1, the program to start at level 50 and work your way down, just that.
Escort has been destroyed.
Perfect.
Escort vehicle is destroyed.
Perfect. I'm at the point on these convoys where I'm not even going to try and take them anymore. I'm just going to nuke them and destroy them. And then I'll just take the half experience or whatever. Well, it's not even half experience. Typically, these are 5k each. I think I get like 170% or something.
Nice job.
Yeah, so I got 7,000.
Far better they have it than the cartel.
I got more than if it had been one. Like, whatever, you know? But anyway, my thought is, if you wanted to tier up really fast, what you would do is you'd get 4 players in helicopters like this, and all fly around and nuke Unidad. Because you get, like, I think a vehicle like that, which gave me 500 experience, would give one of my buddies, like, 50 experience. But that means if you have 4 helicopters going at the same time, and you're all nuking Unidad in different regions, but you're still getting a little bit of shared experience, in theory, you would be able to level up really fast. Hey. Heck yes. So, I'm trying to remember what it was. Tier 17 or something like that was my best tier. Or tier 18, I think, was my best tier. Because it's officially, like, way better now. Here, let's do... Spend all my stuff. 21. I'm trying to... So, I went with the 5.7 USG because it's the best pistol. It's the best pistol for all stats except for damage. Like there isn't a better pistol in all the rest of the stats. There are definitely ones with better damage, but that's it. Oh, it reset. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. It finally reset.
We've got word that a massive shipment
That's
of
half of
cocaine
this
is being
level
transported
completed.
by convoy to Brazil. Make sure those trucks don't reach the border.
Level 3, or this level that I'm on now, a third of it just got opened up by missions that I can do.
Get a chopper.
Really.
I can smoke the helo.
I really wish the lock-on distance was a little better. Ooh. There's an Unidad on the road. How long have I been streaming? An hour and a half to get up one level? Eh.
Convoy's destroyed. The cartel just took a big fucking hit to their bottom line.
3,000 experience.
Engage targets.
Which,
They're
if you
out-
think
they're
about it,
run.
Destroyed.
that's the equivalent.
Escort destroyed.
Now, mind you, I don't technically have to lock on to a lot of these targets.
Looks like these Unidad guys
That was
mostly
civilian.
fled. Outstanding work, Kwani. Eliminating Reed has
I was about to say, there's a convoy right here. I'm gonna go take it.
Grounding their planes has cut Santa Blanca's output in the province by 2/3. What about the overland route? The data you got from the truck depot is allowing us to map the entire operation.
I have a shot. Engaging. We got a non-armored vehicle.
There was no civilian there. I will raise the BS flag. I'm raising the BS flag on that one. There was no civilian there. Whatever. So there's a funny thing that happens in this game. It's a funny glitch where you will fight a convoy, right? Like a convoy will come up and you'll attack it, and you'll be playing multiplayer and you'll get downed. You'll both get downed, it'll wipe, and then when it respawns, it literally spawns you like 10 feet from the convoy, and the two turrets on the vehicles immediately turn and then down you again. So like the second it spawns in, you immediately go prone. Because you're just like, nope, not good. Okay, we want to take that out.
I asked Pacatari to send us a vehicle.
And they got me on technicality of civilian kills. Go figure. Apparently firing rockets from an attack chopper is dangerous. Quick, someone phone the military. Let them know.
I'll fly.
It's groundbreaking information.
Right
This
with you.
just in.
I'm good to go.
Missiles are dangerous. This just in. Missiles explode. I just love it though. Look at how much experience I have already. I did one mission. See, half the time when I do this, I lock onto the target, and then I don't even fire immediately. Like, I lock onto the target, and then I have to line up and wait. Because it's like, I lock onto the target, and I'm like, if I fire right now, there's a civilian next door that will get hit too. So I actually purposefully don't hit civilians a lot. Not as much as I get credit for, but yeah. This is a good song. What's this one? Slums?
Escort destroyed.
Pull over, nerd.
Open fire.
Watch. What the fuck are you doing? That was a
Sure.
civilian.
The two civilians that weren't spawned in yet.
Escort vehicle destroyed. Good to go.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't care. Just destroy it.
The lieutenant's escaping.
Get out of here.
Got that fucking evil.
I forgot I don't care about the convoy anymore. I was all trying to be careful
Radio
and not
clear,
damage it,
secure.
and then I was like, oh wait, I
Tell the
don't care.
rebels where to come get their new toys. Let's move.
That was not what I was trying to... Okay.
Go on without me.
Funny thing is, I'm actually heading to go do the Boston Reed mission, but there happens to be an extra convoy on the road. Convoys are worth 8,000 experience, or 800 experience for me. So the missions I'm doing are worth 3,000 experience each, and then 1,600 experience each. So I do each of them twice. So I'm gonna do this. I just destroyed the convoy. I'm gonna fly over, take out. So I destroyed the mission convoy, and then I destroyed this convoy just now. Now I'm going to go destroy this convoy over here, go shoot down Reed, redo the hunt down the convoy mission, and then redo the hunt down Boston Reed mission. So I'll do both of them twice, because it's 3,000 experience and then 1,600 experience, so that's 4,500, approximately 5,000 experience, because there's enough collateral damage of people you have to kill along the way. So it's going to be about 5, maybe 6,000 experience to do both missions, which is like 10-15% of the way to the next level up. And then I'll fly to the south, or fast travel to the south, and do it there too.
Get a chopper.
Escort vehicle destroyed. Helo's finished. I'm opening fire.
Yeah,
Convoy
straight up
has a
take out the
non-armored
convoy.
vehicle in tow. Escort destroyed.
Civvy! Oh no. Although I definitely got that civilian's attention. Oh man.
Food truck secure. Let's call in the location.
But yeah, really,
of
I
the
just
rebels.
want to finish
They can
getting
send
the
some
tier
people to
1.
pick it
I
up
want to
later.
get down to tier 1 so I have it. That way I can basically stop playing this game until the next one comes out.
Move out. I'm
Or
on your
even
side.
at that point, I could just change the difficulty down to easier so I enjoy it more. But on normal or medium, I
We've got a
really,
location
really
and a
enjoy this
code
game.
we need
Any
to
harder,
read out of hiding. Let's set a
this
trap
last
for some
difficulty, I think it's
intervention
stupid.
signals.
Like, it's so unrealistic, it's stupid. I'm not a one-shot kill. Enemies should not be able to shoot me while facing the other direction. Like, there's just so much that's dumb about this game on the harder difficulties. It's mind-blowingly unrealistic.
I see a second target. Coming up on the airstrip now. That makes 5.
Gotta hurry and tag everyone. Oh, I'm sorry, did you see me?
Fire, fire, fire!
I try to tag everyone immediately. And this is the part that blows my mind. Hang on. Let's line up with over here. Yeah. Look at the amount of blood coming off that guy. He's not dead yet. Okay, that guy down on the bottom right, he was right over here at this box, just died. Like, if you look on my screen and you watch, like, this guy right here who's getting shot up, look at the amount of blood spray. Okay, now he's dead. So here, let's fly over. This is a heavy. Okay, blood spray, 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 blood spray. He's not dead yet. Blood spray, blood spray, blood spray. I still see blood spraying off of him. Okay, he's still spraying blood. He's still spraying blood. He hasn't died yet. This is a turret. This isn't a submachine gun or a machine gun, or it's like the gun on this thing is designed to destroy vehicles. That's designed to pierce vehicle armor. And I'm watching 8 or 9 waves of it on this guy
Ask the
and
rebels to
him
send
not
over a
dying
vehicle for us.
on this difficulty. Like,
There's a laptop to
it's
send the codes
so
to Reed.
unrealistic.
I'm entering the codes now. Reed should be receiving the signal. He'll show up any second. Set up for the ambush.
Set up for the ambush is code for hurry and get in the truck. Or get in the helo.
Go ahead, I'll catch up. Let's go, let's go.
See, and I'm trying to remember who it was. Nova? No. Who is it?
Target incoming. Get ready.
One of my viewers slash people that plays with me. I was talking with this individual,
Escort vehicle destroyed.
and then these guys
Tango
just
down.
book it.
Let's notify Bowman. Bowman, Boston Reed is no longer on the playing board.
There we go.
Should have seen the human trafficking angle. It's been a big problem here for a long while. Of course, someone in Santa Blanca is gonna bloody his paw with it. I feel like an asshole. We stopped Boston Reed and freed a few innocent folks. It's a good day. Better than others, anyway. Bowman
Anyway.
out.
And again, just lost my train of thought. Shows you where my brain is. My brain's just fried. I'm just like,
I'm back, Bowman. What happened? Wait, you know what? Never mind. The data you got from the truck depot is allowing us to map the entire operation from beginning to end. Once we're sure we have everything, we'll notify law enforcement across the border and coordinate a series of raids. It'll be a disaster for the cartel. The locals
oh, that's
too.
what it was.
Sent
I
along
remembered what I
a
was
hell of a
thinking,
lot of
or what I
people
was
to
talking
operate
about.
this truck.
Wait.
So, one of the people that plays this game with me was talking about how they personally have beat this game. Stop assaulting. We're not in combat. Anyway, basically they were talking about how they're like, oh yeah, I've beaten this game 7-8 times on
sorry
tier
we got
1.
cut off.
Like
Okay.
like started a new file and took it down to
Casablanca
tier 1.
employed a hell of a lot of people to operate those
And I
trucks.
said, "Okay."
My pay grade.
But the thing you have to realize is I would not have fun doing that.
I've got Cartel Sicarios incoming.
Oh, the amount of civilians I killed with that rocket was nuts. But anyway, like that type of gameplay, I don't enjoy that.
Sorry about the interruption. No problem. The locals too. Casablanca employed a hell of a lot of people to operate those trucks. That's my pay grade. You want to put people to work? Try the Peace Corps. I'll keep that in
So many
mind.
Unidad just spawned in.
Nomad out.
Holy crap. Okay, so the convoy is worth 1,700 now. So it was 34 or something. So now I'm going to redo it so it's worth 700. And I'm trying to remember, does it drop down to 800? Does it drop down to 400? It might drop down to 400. And if it does, screw it. I'll do it till it's only worth 400. And nuke every Unidad on the way too, you know. But anyway, so like player that I played with for a day was like, I've beat the game 7 times on, or I've reached tier 1 7 times, and then reached tier 1 a couple times on ghost mode, which is the if you die, you perma-die, and you have to restart. And my response to that was, okay, you know, good for you. That's a lot of time and a lot of dedication, but I don't play this game for it to be hard. I play it for it to be fun. And for me, fun half the time is sneaking around a base with a knife. Like clearing an entire base with a knife. That is fun.
Watch the background.
I don't care if I'm playing on easy. I don't care if I'm playing on normal. Sneaking around and killing everyone with just a knife, that's fun.
Got another tango.
Like, that's the kind of stuff I enjoy. I don't enjoy the difficulty. I don't enjoy beating everything on the hardest setting. Like, I don't care about that. Oh boy, 2 civvies.
Escort vehicle destroyed.
Yes.
The lieutenant's trying to.
All right, let's see here. Okay, so it's down to 850. Let's go Boston Reed again. I think 400 is as low as it goes on experience, which means I should be able to go do the Boston Reed mission and then come back. Screw it, I'm going to do these till they're worth 400 each. That'll put me about 2.5 hours today, and I'll hopefully drop 2 levels today. Yeah, because I'm at 13 now. If I go do... Yeah. Oh. This is Fire and Fury. The song that we're listening to right now is Fire and Fury from StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty campaign. Or Wings of Liberty soundtrack. I love the Wings. I love StarCraft soundtracks. One of my favorite streamers that I watch, he played StarCraft professionally for a really long time, and now he's an announcer for the StarCraft scene, and he's really cool. It's Pig, and during his streams, he just picks his favorite soundtracks and puts them on in the background, and I'm like, that's cool. All
They
right.
know we're here.
I see second target. Our third target.
Okay, I have problems with that. I can't see the enemies with thermal vision on this. Like, I have to be, oh my gosh, I have to be on top of them to see them. Yeah, those guys, they don't even show up. Okay, so over here, ready? There's, oh. Oh, by the way, Order Assault, like,
Roger that.
I know you're worthless, but, like, I prefer you shot than didn't. Who's left?
Dropped it.
Oh, nope, nope. She got him. I will say they did do a lot of customizations in this game that I really enjoy. A couple of them being, it used to be, it was you as a guy with 3 guys, and then they changed it up so you could play as a girl and have up to 3 girls with you. I don't know if they ever fixed it or not, but there was a glitch where, depending on which people you had, what combination of, because you have your 3 people, and you can have each of them be either a dude or a girl with the same, like, there's a voice, there's a guy voice and a girl voice for each character that you can have
Go
in your
ahead without
team.
me. Hey man, try to take us off some sweet jumps, alright?
But there was a glitch where if you had the wrong people, like, you would have the girl, and if you had if you had 2 girls and a guy, or 2 guys and a girl, or like 2 girls and a guy, one of the girls would have a guy's voice or something.
Bowman, Boston Reed is no longer on the playing board. Human trafficking angle. It's been a big problem here for a long while. Of course, someone in Santa Blanca's gonna bloody his paw with it. I feel like an asshole. We stopped Boston
I don't know what she means by bloody their paw with this. I don't understand what that phrase is about.
Freed a few innocent folks.
Okay, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do
Good
that.
day. Better than others, anyway. Bowman out.
See, as long as you have certain missions available, you can just fly back and forth between like 2 missions. If you can find 2 missions in one area that are decent experience, and then just fly back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and do them, you can get a lot of experience really fast. That's not a military vehicle. Are you kidding me? Will you stay locked onto the vehicle I'm looking at? Good grief. Hi, honey. What's up, babe? I'm streaming.
Escort vehicle destroyed.
I'm streaming.
Engaging hostiles.
Honey, I'm being a nerd. I am shooting things with my helicopter. Yeah, they're all dying. It drives me nuts, but they're all dying.
That guy's history.
Hi. I'm standing here. Okay, so on this difficulty that I'm playing on, certain game mechanics. A ghillie suit. It's a black ghillie suit. See? And look at my cool visor. And then I've got a Rainbow Six Siege shirt on. And then I'm all tattooed up. And I'm a chick.
Objective secure. Let's clear out.
I like chicks.
We'll pass word to the rebels to come get the
Well,
radio
babe.
gear.
I knew I was gonna have to tell you eventually, but I'm straight. Where did we go wrong?
We've got word that a massive shipment of cocaine is being transported by convoy to Brazil.
But yeah,
Make sure
There are
those
a lot of
trucks
lights
don't.
there's this issue with a lot of games where if you increase the difficulty, you break the game. So like the mechanics of the game are designed around a certain difficulty range, and if you are on the polar extremes, like the 2 middle of difficulties typically are the most balanced. The easiest difficulty is not balanced, the hardest difficulty is not balanced. And it's because the games are not designed to balance that way. And so the issue on this one is, on the easiest difficulty, the enemies, I will walk up to an enemy, like he'll be shooting me in the face with a machine gun, and I'll walk up to him and knife him. Like, that's you know, broken for easy. On the hardest difficulty, an enemy won't even look at me. Like, he'll be walking away
Convoy
from me,
destroyed.
and then
Cartel
go,
took
and
a
then
big
shoot
fucking
me.
hit
Like,
to their
he's not
bottom
even
line.
facing me yet. He hasn't even seen me yet, and he'll shoot me. Like, that's how broken this difficulty is. Yeah, buddy. Yes. I really want to pass my test too.
Your LT's trying to run.
Are you still gonna pay me back if I pass it? Woohoo! And she'll buy me. She's gonna spend like $300 on me.
Escort vehicle destroyed.
Hot dog. Well, $250. Right, but it's 30 to 40 for us to go eat. So what you're saying is you're gonna get the cheeseburger sliders. What I'm hearing. Okay. It's more expensive, but it is yummy.
We've got a location.
It's
and
your
a code
money.
we need to draw
It's
Reed
true.
out of hiding.
It's true.
Let's set a trap for the son of a
I
bitch
will.
and take him out.
Spotted one with submission. Target
Okay.
spotted.
Well, what I was going to do at this point was I was going to download the app and study on my phone or study on my computer. In theory, they have a website. One of the main companies has a website, and you could just log on to their website and do the stuff on their thing. Hi, Berlioz. How you doing, Fluff? This game I'm playing right now has this game, I love it to death. It's buggy as heck. Well, it's not buggy as much as the mechanics are just silly. A lot of the mechanics are silly. It's the difficulty you're on determines whether or not it's balanced or whether it actually works. This one, on the difficulty I'm on, it's not even remotely realistic. It's insanely stupid on this difficulty. But anyway. Sorry, I gotta rub the cat butt. Or rub the kitty head. No, the other head. Okay. Love you, babe.
Shit, they spotted us.
But yeah, basically this game, the second one's coming out this year. And I'm super excited for it. She's gone. Honey, will you shut the door? We got to talk about it. You always leave it open. Like 100% of the time when you leave my office, you leave my door open. Honey, shut the door. It's noisy and it's cold and honey, please, I love you, honey. You better, you stinker. That woman. Anyway, bless her heart. See, that's something I learned from my wife and her family. You can talk whatever shit you want on someone as long as you say bless their heart first. I'm like, okay, I didn't know this, but now I know. Thank you for setting me straight, you know? But yeah. The thing I was saying to her, but she wasn't listening because she doesn't always listen. Because, you know. But anyway,
Go ahead, I'll
people
catch
don't
up.
always listen.
I'm good, crank it.
The best people in the world don't always listen. But anyway. I have to hit tier 1 once so that I can unlock.
Escort has been destroyed. The helo's done.
Tango down. Let's notify Bowman. Bowman, Boston Reed is no longer on the playing board.
Basically, I have to beat tier 1 once in order to unlock an extra weapon in the next game. There's a special gun that you only get for getting tier 1. And I'm kind of a completionist to a certain extent where like I really enjoy.
Better than others, anyway. Bowman out.
There's a certain amount of like completionism that I really enjoy. Sorry. Was I pet the cat, now there's cat hair in my mouth. But anyway. Legitimately though, the second I get tier 1, like I am binging this game to hit tier 1 because I want it. I want tier 1 as soon as possible. As soon as I hit tier 1, I'm probably not going to play this game again until the next game comes out. Probably not. Or if I do, it won't be on tier 1. I'll drop the difficulty. Because I don't play this game for the difficulty. I play it to stealth and sneak around and have fun, you know?
Combo truck secure.
There's not a super
We'll send the
defined
location of the radio here
look
to the
of the
rebels.
truck from the time it catches fire until the time it explodes to the time it stops burning. it basically looks the same the whole time. So like if you
Move
didn't
out. I'm on
physically
your
see it
6.
explode, yeah. See now it's turned off, or now it went off. Gosh dang it! There's 2 convoys. There's another one over there. Gosh darn it. Gersh darn. By the way, how are we doing? Well, we're halfway to level 12. Unidad just spawned in behind me. Gosh dang it. The convoys are worth a lot of experience. I don't care about their resources. I care about their experience. So I'm just trying to farm that, you know. By the way, who's still with us today? Someone's still watching on YouTube, and I don't know who it is. It's been so hokey because like everyone's been so busy, no one's been around to watch. I've been so busy, I haven't been around to stream half the time, and now I'm finally around.
Get a chopper.
For a little bit.
Escort has been destroyed.
Yep.
Helo destroyed.
Weapons free.
Get
Weapons
nuked,
free.
nerd. That's a dead civilian.
Escort vehicle is destroyed.
Oh, what do you know? There are people here too.
They've seen us. Escort has been destroyed.
I need to text my friend and see how she's doing. In theory, my one friend, what's today? Thursday? My one friend has had her baby by now. She was supposed to deliver on Tuesday, but she wasn't so. All right, so with pregnancies, there's a certain amount of like the baby's ready to come, and the baby comes, you know, like it's time for the delivery, and then there's a certain amount of the baby's not ready yet, but we're gonna force it anyway, kind of a thing, or we're just gonna let it go so long, and then when it becomes a problem, then we make sure we deliver the baby before it becomes an issue. And so my friend, my friend's pregnant, and her and her husband we're expecting on Tuesday, and that it's now Thursday, and I don't know if they've had the baby yet. In theory, they have. In theory, it was going to happen on Tuesday, but we'll see. Either way, I want to just call her and see, or text her and see how she's doing, and see if she had her baby. If she did, cool.
Clear out. I'll meet
Really,
you there.
really cool friend of mine. One of my favorite people. Her and her husband play zombie games with me. We play zombie board games together. Oh, is it gone? Did it despawn? Oh yeah, it despawned. There's no way it got that far ahead of me. No way. Alright. Kitty! Hello! Yes, handsome. Hang on. Tigger! What's up, bud? Hi! Here, come here. Oh. Ready? Oh. It's the Tigger. Tigger's like, don't touch me. He doesn't like being, he loves being held. He doesn't like when you like curl his butt under, or his tail and his butt underneath him. He doesn't like that. But he loves the butt scratches. Oh, bud. Depending on the day, he'll come curl up on my lap. Like, I'll be streaming and he'll be on my lap, curled up asleep. Well, Tigger, I'm just glad you never learned from your brother how to unplug my internet. His brother was bad about that for a while. Oh. You gonna go play with that, bud? What do you think? Or are you gonna curl up and hang out with me? Hi. Okay. No. No. I've been on 2 hours and I'm tired. I want to go do something else.
We've got coordinates on several downed airplanes loaded with Peruvian cocaine intended for the cartel. Get to the crash sites.
I'm just gonna hurry and fast travel down, hurry and binge these missions real quick, because I still got a half an hour of these missions, and I'm flying around attacking convoys. I'm like, stop. There's like 13,000 experience down there that I'm ignoring.
I asked Pakatar to send us a wheel.
13,000? Or is it more than that? 3,000 times 4 is 12. Do them all again. Half and half and half and half. It's like 30. It's like,
I got it. I'll fly.
it's like 30,000 experience in missions down here that I'm about to do. Yeah, it's like 30,000 experience that I'm gonna do in this one section. And like, you look at our experience, we're already halfway. I hate that. Another bug they never fixed. If you have the new alternative night visions on, and you go into the menu and then get out of the menu, it reverts back to the default, and then you have to turn it off and turn it back on to make it work. I need thermal. Thermal shows it better. There we go.
Cocaine shipment
Okay,
destroyed.
3,400. Let's do Le Cabra next.
Bowman, it's done. La Cabra and the Negotiator are dead. Bravo, Zulu. This will cripple negotiations with the Peruvians. Their bosses will use this to demand more concessions from El Sueño. El Sueño will tell the Peruvians to go fuck themselves. Everybody goes away unhappy. Except us. We're shifting to the next AO. Nomad
There's
out.
some soup upstairs. Yeah, as soon as I finish this. There's one. So the problem is my wife is going to work in an hour. So like, I prefer to not be playing this for an hour more. I prefer to go hang out with her for an hour before she goes to work, because she's working tens. She's working like 5 tens a week right now. Meaning by the time she gets up in the morning, you know, the day is pretty much over.
Another tango.
Come on.
Baby makes 3. We got eyes on La Cabra. There's the Peruvian Negotiator. HVT is down.
Okay.
Say again, La Cabra is down.
Okay.
Target KIA. Negotiator's down. He's dead.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do the north and then this one. I'm going to do just these two back and forth until they're worth 400 each. And then I'll switch to the other two and then do the other two back and forth until they're worth 400 each. Because these are really close together, so I can just spam through them real quick and just be done. How'd I do?
Got 2 birds coming in. Got Santa Blanca
See, and then
spots
this
to
one's
ground,
weird
too.
because sometimes it spawns in the bird, sometimes it doesn't.
Good hit on the helo. I'm shooting these fuckers.
Now, the annoying part is, on this mission, if I have War with me, he will take, like, I can just focus down the drugs and ignore the incoming helicopters completely, and he'll take out the birds. Like, I just fly over and do that, and that's it.
We have intel that La Cabra is scheduled for a meet with her Peruvian counterpart. Crash the meeting and eliminate
The
them
lieutenant's
both.
trying to escape.
Sure.
Fire, fire, fire!
Like, another thing this game did was you would fail objectives for getting near them without ever accepting them. So you would drive near a... I beg your pardon? He's shooting at me from like 6 kilometers away. Screw you. 52 experience. Seriously, screw you. Like, what the heck? Just blows my mind. How are we doing here? Yeah, see, literally flying back and forth between these two missions, it's going to take me 5 minutes to do all of it, and I'm going to be done with this section. And then I'll be able to go do the other one in about the same amount of time. We have an Unidad chopper just conveniently flying right where I am. They programmed the Unidad to always be in your way. The choppers, like literally, they are programmed to fly right over top of your spawn locations.
Spotting another tango. Got eyes on him. That makes 5. Negotiator's down. He's dead.
Okay.
HVT is down. Say again. Macabre.
Okay.
Is down. Target KIA.
How are we doing, by the way? Yeah, we're doing well. By the time I hit this one again, and then go hit the Cobra again, and then go through the other two, should only take me about 10-15 minutes, hopefully, and then I'll get off for the day. What's today? Thursday? It's either going to be a game day or a movie day at my work. So with my work, I work with an adult with autism, high-functioning autism. And so, the particular client that I work with has conditions that require 24-hour observation to make sure that the client is safe and healthy. And so, because of that, there are when you have 24-hour care, like let's say for example someone doesn't have 24-hour care. Let's say they're only hourly. Okay, or I thought it was locked on, apparently not. But anyway, so if someone has hourly care, let's say they only have 8 hours a day of care, the 8 hours is much more focused and a lot more. You get a lot done in those 8 hours because you only have those 8 hours. Okay, if you have 24-hour care, you have a lot more downtime. Okay. So the more time you have with a client, the more hours that client has, in the long run, there's a certain amount of stuff not getting done, basically. So, like, for example, I'll go first, like, the morning people go, and they get most of her day done. Like, all of the chores get done, all the appointments get done. By the time I get there for a swing shift, she's basically done for the day. All of her things that need to be done are done. At that point, it's like maybe empty the litter box. Like, that's it. That's all that's left to do. So I get there in the afternoon, and then it's just us hanging out for. It's basically us just hanging out for 8 hours, and I'm just there to be a body on site. And then when I'm doing graveyards, I am just a body on site. So by doing swings and doing graveyards, I'm most of the time just a body on site, just to make sure she's not alone and make sure that she's okay. Typically, conditions are like, for something like this, are like, there's a lot of conditions that require this kind of care. Some of it's mobility based, where if they can't move by themselves.
Location of the meeting is in sight.
Another one is, okay, so that is the northern plane. Oh, I still need the northern plane one more time. What the heck?
Starting.
Anyway,
Negotiators down.
it's typically like either they need help moving,
Macabre is down.
or
Target KIA.
they can't cook by themselves, or they have like, or they might be like suicidal,
Oh, here we go.
or
They've
they
seen
might
us.
have like seizures. Like there's a lot of things that can cause a client to need 24-hour assistance. One of my friends, she worked with a lady who couldn't go to the bathroom by herself, and so literally, like, she had like a, no joke, she had like a bell. She had like a bell on her wrist, or had like a button on her wrist, and so the lady would reach over and click the button, and it would make a noise in the other room. And then my friend, she'd go over and be like, okay, you know, she'd come in and be like, hi, what's up? What do you need help with? And she's like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. I can't get up. And she goes, okay. She helps her get up, help her move her into the bathroom, and then help her move back when she's done, kind of a thing. But like, that's an example.
Got 2 birds coming in. Guessing that's
I love
why
how
the
it says we
fucking
got
crash.
2 birds coming in and then 3 birds come in.
Get a chopper.
Opening fire.
My guess is that they have the birds spawn so close on you to make it relatively fast, so that it's not wasting time. That's my assumption. But to that same note, though, they're like, we're doing this so that you don't have to waste time, but at the same time, it's also just annoying some of the time. Because it's like, when you're playing on a harder difficulty and an enemy spawns on your face, that just sucks.
Intended for the cartel. Get to the crash sites and destroy the
Guess
shipments
who's gonna
before
shoot you
some
down,
cargo
nerd?
can recover them.
And I missed completely because that's how missiles work in this game.
Weapons free. Weapons free.
Supposedly, I'm getting shot by the helicopter. I love how I'm no longer in combat, but bullets are still flying past me. Like, I'm not in combat, but I'm still being attacked. I love this one. The dungeon. This is one of Thermosnake's. I love his stuff. I'm really sad he's gone for the summer.
I got a target carrying a submachine gun.
Problem is, most of my group is gone for the summer, so we're not really going to be doing much gaming this summer.
Ah, shit.
We've
Been
got
spotted.
coordinates on several downed airplanes loaded with Peruvian cocaine intended for the cartel.
There we go.
Get to the crash sites and destroy the
Cargo
But yeah.
destroyed.
It's just interesting. It's interesting because some clients need more help than others. The 2 clients I work with, one is hourly, one is 24-hour. Lately, I've only been working with the 24-hour. But it's interesting because this client is very, in some ways, she's extremely independent and very capable on her own. In other ways, she absolutely needs help. But there's definitely been a lot of growth and development for her lately, which is great. It's really good. Because there's this term called quality of life, and quality of life is based on a lot of factors. One of the main qualities of life is the ability to function on your own. The more you're able to do by yourself, the higher your quality of life it becomes, because you're less dependent on other people and you're capable of doing things by yourself and taking care of yourself, which is a good thing to be able to do. Not everyone is good at it, not everyone learns it, but the more people that can, the better off they are.
Taking the shot. Oh, here we go. They've seen us.
Yeah, we're smoking.
We've got coordinates on several downed airplanes loaded with Peruvian
yeah.
cocaine intended for the cartel. Get to the crash sites and
lately
destroy
what's
the
been
crash
happening a lot on my shifts is my client, a lot of her other shifts and a lot of her other workers can be a lot more stressful than me. And so, and something interesting that I've noticed is that each worker has something, typically has something specific that they can offer and that they are able to do that helps the client. And so, like, for example, the lady that does most of the mornings, she is very good at getting her, like, done, like getting stuff done. Like, they get the appointments done, they get the house cleaned, they get the, like, they do a lot, the two of them. And then there's another gentleman that also does mornings, and he's good as well. He's moving, but he's really good as well. And so they're really good in the mornings of getting stuff done. The afternoons tend to be a lot more lax, a lot more laid back, because everything's done for the day at that point. And so what I've found is a lot of her other things that she has to do and places she has to be and people she has to be with and stuff can be pretty stressful for her. And so I've done a lot to make my shifts with her as relaxed and laid back as possible for her. That way when I get there, she goes, "Oh, it's you." You know, she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy you're here." You know, we get to have a good day now. So it's like we watch movies and we'll have, like, she'll invite her, like, evenings, basically everything's done anyway. So we'll be literally, lately we've been like, I get there and she goes, "Can we do a game night tonight?" And I go, "Sure." And then one of her friends who's also slightly autistic, who lives around the corner from her, she'll go grab her and she'll come over. And then low grade, like, it's me and the client, so there'll be just two of us. High grade, they're like, I've had times where it's like I'm literally chaperoning like 7 or 8 girls all playing games, and I'm just like, just trying to make sure the house doesn't get burnt down. I'm like, because like the oldest is like mid-20s and then low 20s, and then the rest are like under 18. So like trying to keep everyone from burning the house down. I'm just like, mind you, most of them are really good and fairly mature for their ages. Mind you, the more girls you put in one room, the less, in general, the more women you put in one room, or more men you put in one room, the less intelligence you have cumulatively. I got that one. Got that one. Target. Try to figure out how to do this on the flick. Got that one. That one.
Oh, here we go. They've seen us.
Okay. And then let's go do...
We've got coordinates on several downed
how are we
airplanes
doing?
loaded with
Oh, we're getting
Peruvian
there.
cocaine intended for the cartel. Get to the crash
I'd really
sites and
like to
destroy
be
the
able
shipments
to
before
finish leveling up one more time. I'd like to be able to have done 2 levels today. Now, I can play this game on my laptop when I'm at work. It's just, it runs very hot on my laptop. My laptop plays Factorio and Fortnite really well. And that's one where, like, certain games do a really good job and certain games kind of do an okay job. This game, even on the lowest graphics, is still pretty heavy on the processor. Pretty hard on the processor. Fortnite low graphics versus high graphics look completely different. Like, maxed out graphics on Fortnite looks amazing.
Hey man, try to take us
Low
off some sweet
graphics
jumps,
looks
all
totally
right?
different, but it still looks correct. Like, if you drop the graphics completely, the game still fits itself. It looks good compared to itself still. The detail and the quality goes down, but it still, like, matches. It's not like some of it's high quality and some of it's low quality. In this, you'll notice the helicopter looks phenomenal, but the closer you get to the ground, the grainier everything gets. But But yeah, lately with the client, I end up spending pretty much the whole time doing game nights, which is great because she's, you know,
Second target.
the evenings are basically her time. During the day, she's at the mercy of a lot of the appointments and the chores and the meetings and stuff. So like, she has a lot less control during that time.
Ah, shit, we've been spotted.
And so, for her to be able to relax in the evenings and just like do a board
We've
game
got
night and
coordinates
stuff
of
is
several
really,
downed
really
airplanes
useful for
loaded
her.
with Peruvian cocaine intended for the cartel.
And it's nice because it
Mission
means
cargo
as
destroyed.
a
We got a chopper.
as a worker, I get to spend a lot of time having. Oh my gosh, are you
It's like
freaking
Daddy's
kidding me?
sticking their nose in this ass.
And then of course I want to throw my controller. That pisses me off so bad.
Fucking hell!
Thank you.
Move, it's gonna blow.
Well, let me get out. Let's see if I get nuked before that. Screw you and your stupid... I wanted to throw my controller. I was so angry at that just now. That is so stupid. Fired 2 sets of rockets against it. Both of them threaded the needle on the back. Like 4 rockets missed him. He turns, fires once, nails me head on. I'm like... So stupid. But anyway. Ooh, that's an idea. What time is it? 116? How close am I to the next level? Alright, I'm gonna call it here. And I will be back on tomorrow, most likely, and the day after. I have tomorrow off. I have Friday off. Saturday I'm working a graveyard, so I'll be on Saturday afternoonish. So I should be on 2 days, the next 2 days. Sunday I probably won't be on, probably not. And then next week it'll be hit or miss when I am and when I'm not. So anyway, I'm off. I will catch you guys later. You guys have a great day, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.